This is the homeless shelter where we went and we brought food to feed the homeless. It's not a homeless shelter like you would imagine in the United States.
I had this preconceived notion in my mind, as did all of us, that we are going to have tables and we're serving food. And when you got there, you realized this was basically an old warehouse. There were no lights, there were no beds, there were
nothing. There was no furniture, it was just trash.
And stone floors, dirt floors. And I had this idea that we would sit there and serve meals. We were serving it off the back of the truck.
I can say this because I go to the homeless shelters here a lot too. When you go to the homeless shelter here, you can get something to eat and drink and a place to sleep. There's nothing. There's nothing to eat, there's nothing to drink. There is shelter, but it's a dirt floor with the rats running all over the place.
It kind of felt unsafe.
It felt very unsafe.
Yeah, like you're going into this place and
like
like you're afraid you're not going to come back out.
But you could see the desperation in the people, because while we were walking by, some people would try to take the food from you even though you're trying to give it to the kids.
The desperation, I mean, it was controlled a little bit in the beginning, but when it was getting like down towards the end of these pots, I think when they started to sense that we were finishing up and near the end of our visit, it was becoming more escalated. It was palpable.
Yeah.
You could feel the tension.
It was tension. Yeah, it was tension for this little bits of rice and beans.
We were giving out aid, like hygiene supplies, from AmeriCare, and it was very orderly in the beginning, giving them out one at a time, but then everyone started to come. They got word that we were handing stuff out.
It was getting louder, it was getting more chaotic.
Just on top of each other, hurting each other, trying to get our packets. So we had to get us all back in the truck and very quickly get out of there.
Were you scared?
Yeah. Like I can feel like my heart rate rising just watching them.
Were you scared, Mary?
I was scared.
We have interpreters, and they're kind of our bodyguards as well, that are with us the entire time we're there.
And when you looked at these people, they just looked lost. Like there was no light in their eyes. They were just totally empty and just begging and just surviving. By no means at all is this out of greed. They're trying to survive, and that's the only way they are going to survive, is if they get the things that are being given out to them, because there's nothing there.
It was the worst devastation I had ever seen in my life.
It really is quite a reality check every time I go there.
When I got into the plane at the end of that week, that's when I started to cry. And I said to myself, nobody should live like this.
We saw some really awful stuff. It was really, really scary. But I'll tell you, we are going back because they really need us.